British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning. My name is Gina Tang, and these are your news updates to 10 o'clock. A recent United Nations study found an increase in strikes conducted by the Russian Federation against Ukraine's civilian infrastructure. Charles de la Desma has more on the recent number of high attacks.
At a UN session, UNHCR Commissioner Volker Turk says between June and August 2024, his fact-finding mission verified 45% more civilian casualties than in the previous 3-month period.
July 2024 was the deadliest month for civilians in Ukraine since October 2022. This increase is due to the 8 July large-scale coordinated attack.
The report also highlights the instances of ill treatment and torture of Ukrainian prisoners of war. Turk adds instances of torture are taking place on a daily or weekly basis. A representative of the Russian Federation attended the session and accused Ukraine of violating human rights.
Lisa Cofton is now in studio to share your daily headlines.
Today's provincial debates are happening tonight, and listen to BCIT The Crow to know what to expect from party leaders. Recently, the decline in Canadian bird species have been seen, and our reporter will add more details about what's the reason for that to happen. Another story to be chased by our reporter today is about Burnaby Family Lives, the organization that is asking for donation of baby items. Why it is a sudden need will be revealed by our reporter today. My name is Lisa Cofton. Listen to BCIT The Crow. Back to you, Gina.
The ferocious storm Hurricane Milton has weakened to Category 4, but could still land a direct hit on Tampa and St. Petersburg for the first time in a century. The Australian carrier Qantas Airways is apologizing to customers after technical issues with the in-flight entertainment. Families and children on board said they were uncomfortable watching certain scenes. Based on the request from a number of passengers, the crew chose Daddy-O to play across all screens. The movie carries an R rating for, quote, language throughout, sexual material, and graphic nudity. Here's an sound excerpt from the movie's trailer.
It's nice you're not on your phone. See a human, not plugged in. It says a lot about you.
I like to think so.
What's his name?
I'd rather not say.
You're afraid to say his name because the guy's married, or you're married, or someone's married.
He's married.
I know he's married. You'll drive a cab 20 years and not know people.
University of Toronto's Geoffrey Hinton and Princeton University researcher John Hopfield have won the Nobel Prize in Physics. Their work established the foundation for machine learning using artificial neural networks, securing $1.45 million. As wildfire seasons become more intense in BC, people become more at risk of pollution-related illnesses. Our reporter Ryan Bowles has more on what sort of illnesses can arise from wildfire smoke.
According to the BC Wildfire Service, the last 2 years rank among the worst wildfire seasons on record. The smoke from these fires have clouded the skies and can put people at risk for greater illness. According to the Fraser Health website, mild symptoms can include irritated eyes, a cough, and headaches. But more severe symptoms include a fast heartbeat, chest pain, and shortness of breath. Smoke can also increase the risk of certain infections, including pneumonia and COVID-19. Those most at risk of adverse health effects include pregnant women, infants, and those suffering from respiratory illness such as asthma and COPD. Those experiencing severe symptoms are advised to seek medical attention. Ryan Bowles, BCIT's The Crow.
Popular TikTok is facing lawsuits for allegedly causing mental harm by intentionally designing its platform to be addictive. For your weather, today in Burnaby, expect overcast skies with light showers and a high of 13 Celsius. Wednesday and Thursday will bring a few showers along with overcast conditions. That was your news updates to 10 o'clock. My name is Gina Tang, and you're listening to BCIT's
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
update. In top sports news today, the NHL season opens today. 3 games will break open this year's season. The first today being St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken at 1:30. The Utah Hockey Club and the Chicago Blackhawks will play at 4 p.m. And the Florida Panthers close off the day against the Boston Bruins at 4:30. It is the Utah Hockey Club's first ever game. The team was formerly known as the Arizona Coyotes. It's also Clayton Keller's first game as captain. The Canucks will start their season tomorrow against the Calgary Flames. It's their first playoff for this face-off for the season, and it'll be in Rogers Arena at 7 p.m. Over to Monday Night Football. Last night's game brought a win for the Kansas City Chiefs against the New Orleans Saints. This final score was 26-13 for the Chiefs. Some big names making big moves are what brought the Chiefs their win. Patrick Mahomes threw for 330 yards, and Kareem Hunt ran for 102 yards while scoring a touchdown.
We've won different ways. I mean, at the end of the day, our defense is playing their tail off, and I think people are starting to come to realize that even more.
Saints quarterback Derek Carr also had quite a successful night, throwing for 185 yards and making 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Carr left the game early due to an oblique injury. It occurred with about 9.5 minutes left when Carr was hit on a 4th down incompletion as he tried to rally the New Orleans Saints from a 23-13 deficit. In other football news, the New York Jets have fired coach Robert Saleh after a 2-3 start to the season. Saleh saw the Jets to over 20 wins and 36 losses from 2021 to 2024. The Jets are trying to snap the NFL's longest active playoff drought at 13 seasons. Defense coordinator Jeff Albrich will act as the interim coach, according to a person who spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity because the Jets had not yet announced Saleh's firing. It is the first time in owner Woody Johnson's 25-year tenure that a head coach has been fired in the middle of a season. Over on to baseball now. The Yankees drop Game 2 to the Royals in the ALDS. Ron squandered a 1-0 lead into the 4th by serving up a layoff homer to Salvador Perez on a 2-0 slider that left the $162 million pitcher's head shaking. So far, Judge is 1-7 with 4 strikeouts and no RBIs in the series. Game 3 is tomorrow night, where the Yankees play Kansas City. The Cleveland Guardians did not have a great game either.
Steal a game on the road, and now we got kind of home field advantage. 2 out of the next 3 are at our yard. So I look forward to, I don't get to play in front of those fans, but I look forward to those environments and creating tough situations for, their defense, their pitching, their hitting.
The Detroit Tigers won 3-0 in their Game 2 of the ADLs. Kerry Carpenter's 3-run homer in the 9th off of Emmanuel Class was what won the game. The Tigers will now head home to Comerica Park for Game 3 and 4 on Wednesday and Thursday with a chance to advance. That was your sports update to 10:10. I'm your host, Grace Miller, for BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.